If I just looked at crypto Twitter, I'd be like, oh man, the Bitcoin must be near the all-time highs. You can potentially have a major move to the downside. Bitcoin failing again to break out. And then look at the selling taking place. So what this is telling me...
Hello and welcome to Crypto Street, where we bring you the latest and most intriguing stories from the world of cryptocurrencies. But before we jump into that, let's take a look at some recent developments in the cryptocurrency market. Bitcoin has outperformed major traditional assets, surging by 80% in the first half of 2023. Bitcoin has emerged as a contender in the non-fungible token NFT space, with sales reaching a staggering $463 million in just 4 months. Bitcoin experienced a drop below the $31,000 mark on Wednesday as the cryptocurrency market consolidated ahead of the release of the U.S. Federal Open Market Committee (FOMC) minutes. The upcoming release of the FOMC minutes is expected to shed light on the Federal Reserve's outlook and potential plans for interest rate hikes later in the year. Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, saw a decline for the second consecutive session. The introduction of the new BRC-69 token standard promises significant savings of up to 90% for Bitcoin's ordinal inscriptions. The Web3 industry, which encompasses decentralized applications and blockchain technologies, faced losses exceeding $656 million in the first half of 2023. Bitcoin Cash, BCH, witnessed a price plunge following its recent 15-month high. Mark Cuban, a well-known entrepreneur and investor, criticized the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, for its approach to regulating cryptocurrencies. Cuban accused the regulatory body of making mistakes and labeled it as arrogant in its handling of crypto-related matters. U.S. Representative Warren Davidson expressed concerns about central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, stating that they have the potential to corrupt money into a tool for coercion. Now let's begin our enlightening discussion with Gareth Soloway.
The reason this is important, and by the way, if you look at this chart, Bitcoin's barely moved over the last couple of weeks. But what's intriguing about Bitcoin here is that we rallied up into this pivot high, right? So if we look at resistance, see this high from April 14th, it was 31,045, let's call it. Well, we pierced it here. And then just a couple days ago, we closed right there after piercing. And then look at the selling taking place. So what this is telling me is that Bitcoin is having a very hard time breaking out. And the concerning factor here is that this was, and maybe is still, bullish consolidation on the chart. But the problem is it should be at a point of breaking out, and it's not. And that makes me concerned that you look at the downside level of support, which is 29,900, 850, and we might be headed back down there. Now, if we break that and we have a daily close below that, so basically this line right here, that basically creates a failed bull flag. Failed bull flags mean that you can potentially have a major move to the downside.
Bitcoin has defied expectations and showcased its resilience in 2023, outperforming a wide range of global assets. In the first half of the year, BTC surged by over 80% against the US dollar, solidifying its position as one of the top performers. This remarkable achievement was highlighted by Chinese journalist Colin Wu, who compared BTC's performance to other prominent assets. According to Wu, Bitcoin's 83.8% increase far surpassed the Nasdaq index, major national stock markets, and energy sources, which experienced declines. BTC's impressive growth has propelled it to claim the 12th spot among the world's most valuable assets, surpassing prominent players such as TSMC and closely trailing Berkshire Hathaway. Despite Berkshire Hathaway's market capitalization being higher than BTC's, its modest 7.54% rise in comparison underscores Bitcoin's exceptional gains. Mark Cuban, a well-known entrepreneur, television personality, and owner of the NBA's Dallas Mavericks, has criticized the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, for its handling of cryptocurrency regulation. Cuban expressed his belief that the SEC has taken the wrong approach in regulating the crypto industry and highlighted the mistakes made by the regulatory body. Cuban specifically pointed out the collapse of the cryptocurrency exchange FTX and drew a comparison to how the situation was handled in Japan. According to Cuban, if the SEC had followed a similar approach to Japan's regulatory framework, investors in the United States would not have suffered financial losses. Cuban's remarks reflect his opinion on the SEC's handling of cryptocurrency regulation and his belief in exploring alternative approaches to protect investors in the United States.
Let me recap the analysis on the Bitcoin chart here. So number one, Bitcoin failing again to break out. And for those of you that know the methodology, the PPT methodology that I teach in the Winning Trader series, we know that this is a 2x time count. Time counts are very important in charting. So again, for it to fail and not break out on a 2x time count, that is significant. All right, so again, as it comes down here, can it hold this 29.8, 29.9 level? Does it close below? A close below potentially means a very bearish price action on Bitcoin. If it can rally up here and close above 31,000 or 31,001 and change, whatever this high pivot is here, that again will be the precursor to staying above for a few days and maybe having a breakout.
Bitcoin BTC experienced a consolidation phase as investors awaited the release of last month's FOMC minutes. During the session, BTC/USD dropped to an intraday low of $30,656.03, retracing from its previous peak at $31,106. This decline pushed Bitcoin further away from its recent one-year high of $31,443. Market sentiment has shifted towards bearish, with the failure of the Relative Strength Index, RSI, to break through the 70.00 ceiling. Currently, price strength is tracking at 63.76, slightly below a support point at 63.99. The next significant level of support lies around 59.00, and if the current downward momentum continues, a collision may occur in the coming days. Ethereum ETH continued its downward trend for the second consecutive session as it failed to sustain its breakout above a crucial price ceiling. After reaching a high of $1,964.89 on July 4, ETH/USD dropped to a low of $1,920.79 earlier today. This downturn occurred after Ethereum was unable to maintain its breakout above the $1,970 resistance level on Monday. Furthermore, the Relative Strength Index, RSI, also fell below its own ceiling at 61.00 and is currently reading 57.54. Bearish sentiment was expected as price strength had risen significantly into overbought territory in the past 2 weeks. However, there is a possibility that bullish sentiment could return following the release of this afternoon's report. That wraps up today's crypto news highlights. Stay tuned for more updates, insights, and analysis from the world of cryptocurrencies. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content.